password for my phone.
Born and bred and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander. Here's a reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. I spent some time in New York State and nearly lost my mind. The city lights too fast for me and nobody had the time to let the speed of passion. This was all that I could see. If maybe for New York State, but I told them for me. I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, there's a reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves wash the sands. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. Well, Montreal, the Frenchmen say that they are Labrador. England and Indian Harbor where my father fished before. And if they want to fight for her, well, I'll surely make a stand. And they'll rip the day they try to take our Newfoundland. I'm a Newfoundlander, born and bred, and I'll be one till I die. I'm proud to be an islander, there's a reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves wash the sands. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. There's a reason why. I'm free as the wind and the waves wash the sands. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. There's no place I would rather be.
Let's bring the Royal Order of Screechers to order. I understand there's a bunch that want to get screeched in here tonight, hopefully becoming right proper honorary Newfoundlanders. First things first, please don't point flashes at me like that. Awesome. I'd like burning a hole in the back of my head. Also be careful on how much you record. I'm very capable of eating up all your storage. So your Apple bill will go to $4.59 a month for the rest of your life. I will be coming around looking for the names of everybody getting screeched in, but I'm going to need everybody getting screeched in here at the bar. If you're not getting screeched in, I'm going to kindly ask you to allow those who are participating to get at the bar in the first two rows. As I come around looking for names, if you're sitting there, I'm going to have to stop the ceremony and ask you to move. So, tons of room over here. Lots of room up here. Okay. Are we all settled now? Are we close?
Watch out so I didn't scare the card.
Now also, those of you... Also, those of you... Lots of space over here, folks. Tons of space over here. Okay, so for those of you who are not participating also, please, if you wish to keep your conversations going, because I can't talk over 18 people in the back talking. Just go outside for cigarettes. If you don't smoke, start smoking. Once again, those of you who wish to keep talking, please stop. Thank you. Just for the first few minutes, especially where I'm getting an introduction. I would like to know everybody's name who is getting screeched in. First name only and where you're from, and we'll start with you.
Dave, Saskatchewan.
Perfect, Dave.
Tammy,
And Tammy.
Cable, Saskatchewan.
Emil,
Patsy.
Patsy from,
Gotcha.
and you say the name was Emil?
Email.
Email. Okay. Email's easy. Good. Mackenzie.
Tyler, Alberta.
Tyler.
Eric in Alberta.
Eric.
Dominic, Kansas City.
Dominic.
Jamie, Alberta.
Jamie.
Doug, Nova Scotia.
Doug.
Wanda, Alberta.
What is it?
Raisa.
Raisa. Good.
Glenda, Nova Scotia.
Glenda.
Rob from Ontario.
Rob.
John from Vancouver.
John.
Jana, Caledonia.
Jana. Jana.
Justina, BC.
Justina. When I hear whispering over there, it's so distracting. I can't hear the name. That's why it's hard to remember 30 names within like 2 minutes. So that's why I ask everybody just to keep it down for the first minute. Whispers to me sounds like gunshots going off in my head. I can hear a mouse shit in the corner. That's distracting. I can't do nothing about that. Sorry, behind you?
Oh, Curtis, BC.
Curtis and? Once again, I didn't hear your
Justina.
name. Justina. Good.
Don from Simcoe.
Don.
John from Carden.
John.
Diane, Kincardine.
Diane.
Sharon, Brantford.
Sharon.
Janet, Brantford.
Janet.
Pat, Ontario.
Pat.
Dale, Ontario.
Dale.
Jim, Florida.
And Jim.
Janet, Calgary.
Janet.
Kim, Alberta.
Kim.
Brent, Alberta.
Brent.
Kent, Calgary.
And Kent. Is that everyone? I think so. So the idea of the ceremony is to teach you a little bit about Newfoundland. When all is said and done, you're going to be called honorary Newfoundlanders. I have paperwork done up for you all. Do not lose the paperwork once you receive it, as you can get into more places with that than most passports these days. As we are about to begin, I should first let you know that I'm not the son of a fisherman or a lighthouse keeper. I don't eat fish 3 times a day, and I don't drink screech. Ever. At least not before noon on weekdays. I'm not to buy to build a boat, I'm not to buy to sail there. But I got a boat with a fine forecutty and it's got high top sails and I painted it green and it's the prettiest boat.
Yeah,
Thank you. I had a premier once and his name was Brian Tobin and he went to war with Spain over something called a turbot. Now, I'm not quite sure what a turbot looks like, but I'll be damned if somebody from Spain is going to come take it away from me. I believe in kitchen parties, not raves. I believe in icebergs and blue stars, and that the puffin is a true, proud, and noble bird. Now, a scuff is a dance in a Newfoundland, a blue star is a beer, and it's pronounced Newfoundland, not Newfoundland or Newfoundland. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province in Confederation, and the only rock you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey. And I is a Newfoundlander. 95% of the original settlement here in Newfoundland came from 2 provinces of Ireland and 3 shires in England. We've managed to adopt a lot of their culture, history, traits, and a lot of their linguistics, but we actually managed to come up with our own language here, and we call it Newfoundlandese. Now, the first 3 words I want to introduce you to is what I call Prague, puttock, and glutch. Prague is a Newfoundland word for food. It's for your puttock, your stomach, and you're going to glutch it back. It means you're going to eat it. This evening, your Prague is what I call Newfoundland steak. It's actually maple leaf bologna from Toronto. Canada. The reason why we call it Newfoundland steak is years upon years ago, the kid that had this on their sandwich growing up will be considered a rich kid. The kid that had lobster on his sandwich growing up will be considered a poor kid, and that kid would be so poor that if he didn't wake up on Christmas morning with a herd on, he had nothing to play with. We all didn't have a Terry growing up in the 80s in Outport, Newfoundland. Just saying. I need you all to take a small little bite of this now. Not worry about if you're a vegetarian, because there's very hardly any meat in this. And just so you know that it's actually fit to eat, I've prepared this for many chefs over the years. The most recent one was out of Quebec. His name was Chef Martin Picard. He's got one of the top restaurants in the entire country. It's called Pied de Cochon. In English, pig feet. But honestly, he's got a show on Tele-Quebec called Le Chef à la Cabane. Puts me on it. 4,000 French Canadians coming here last summer thinking that I'm some sort of a fine dining restaurant. Boy, were they surprised. I used screech. I burned off all the alcohol. I added Cajun seasoning. I deglazed the pan with pork. Then I finished it off with saffron. Now, who does that to bologna? I did. And he calls me Chef Lukey. Yes, he did. I usually go by Skipper Lukey or just simply Lukey. But anyway, he called me Chef. I was kind of honored in a way. So I need you all to take a small little bite. I have converted at least 100 vegetarians, 50 vegans, and a few Muslims. Good. Amazing. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to start at the beginning with, you said your name was Moss, right? And Tammy? Female? Patsy, just eat it. Go ahead and eat it. I'm not going to do anything else with it. Mackenzie.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, wow. And there was Eric. And of course, distraction. So I kind of had to
I've been taking pictures and stuff. It's really your husband. It's really your husband at home. No, that's, I love him. He's an asshole, but I do love him.
She's putting up with me.
Anybody need napkins down there for? I can't.
Pass them down.
You're Jan.
Couldn't talk to you doing this.
I can hear your name again. Justina and
Curtis.
Are you Rob as well?
No, I'll be done.
You're Don.
Yep, thanks, buddy.
You're John. Alright. Your first name again?
Diane.
Diane. You're Sharon.
Got it.
Kim. Janet. There was a Kim over here though, wasn't there? No. Janet.
Geez, that's good. Just like this one's next.
You're Kim.
No,
I knew there was a
okay. Yeah, no, thank you.
hang on a second. Brent
Yes.
and Ken.
You got it.
Thank you.
Man, amazing. Goodness.
And you're Jim, right?
I'm Jim.
Right? I'm trying. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Janet.
So you got two Janets.
I always get around here. I know. Great.
Dale
Dale and
Pat.
Pat.
This was a staple
At least
back
they're
home.
short. Okay. Did everybody get a piece? Amazing. So one quick question. What was my name? Chef Lukey.
You have one name. Chef Skipper Luke.
No, me.
Chef, because I was feeding you. I serve you beer, you can call me Skipper. And this is my lager, by the way. In 1497, there was a man by the name of John Cabot. His real name was Giovanni Caboto. He was an Italian explorer. We know him as John Cabot because the English paid for his travels, and that's how the English wanted his name to sound. In 1497, John Cabot sails the Atlantic on his boat, the Matthew, all the way from Bristol, England to Bonavista Bay, Newfoundland. And when he arrives here, he sees lots of activity in our water. He doesn't know what's going on, but he drops a bucket down to fill it up with water. And when it comes up to the top of the boat, it was filled to the rim with codfish. Word gets out very fast how plentiful the fish were in our waters, that they travel from all over to settle here and catch the fish, salt the fish, and trade the fish all around the world as a means of survival. In one place in particular that we traded with was with Jamaica. Because in Jamaica they make rum. And we love rum. And we love it so much that we would actually get that on that wharf and kiss that fish goodbye. Knowing it was coming back to us in the way of rum, so in keeping with that time and honor tradition, I have a little buddy. This is a real Newfoundland codfish. Given the chance, this fish could have grown to the height of 6 feet tall and weighed as much as 140 pounds. This fish will not grow any more than this because it's dead. It's frozen. And it fits perfectly in my freezer. The significance of this particular fish, why I love it so much, is that my daughter caught this fish last summer out in Bonavista. And when she saw what was happening that day to all the other fish, getting gutted and filleted and losing their cheeks and tongues to the restaurants, she wanted this fish, her fish, to become the most loved fish ever to come out of the waters of Newfoundland. And I promised her I was going to make that happen. As I've been promising her every year since she was 12 when she caught her first fish for me. She's 19 now, and I'm not putting a picture of my 19-year-old. I need you to pucker up and give this fish just a little kiss. Do not worry about anybody taking your picture or video doing so, because whatever happens here in St. John's today will certainly be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. TikTok. While you're kissing the fish, make sure you hold the pose long enough to see a flash or hear a click, otherwise you will hear those horrible words. Do it again. Now, if you don't want to kiss the fish, then don't kiss the fish. You can use a napkin or your hand, or simply just blow the kiss. The health department has already sent me at least 85 emails threatening to blame me on the new variant called COVID-23. The whole thing started with somebody eating a bat, remember, kissing a fish. All right, Dave, you're up.
Are you up there so you can get your picture? Wait a minute, you gotta get your picture taken.
Okay, yeah, we're all right.
Oh, yeah. You are too.
I'll come around I'm gonna come around the back, so just people in the front, so nobody has to lean over with one another.
1, 2, 3.
I love how you close your eyes when you kiss this one. I'm gonna come back, don't worry. Don?
Don, you got it.
No, I have my mouth closed.
Did you get it?
My wife said, but we made it
I'll learn it again.
First name again?
Janet.
You're Janet. Yeah, I know.
I didn't get it. No, she's gotta do it again. Did you get it?
Coming around. Coming around.
Tastes like fish.
Yeah. Let me take your picture.
There we go. I'll be coming back. You can always get a picture at the end if you don't.
Dale needs to kiss it again.
No, I don't.
Come back in.
You're too fast. You're too fast for me. Might climb.
Get
That's like I touched it.
it? Me too.
You touched it? I did. I did touch it. You touched it?
You get it?
Oh, you, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is mine going out. This is all right. Yeah. It finally went off.
Taking with the fish if you don't like your shot, because it's very hard to get going around quickly. All right, like I was saying, we used to trade our fish with the Jamaicans for their rum. It's a very strong barrel rum. In fact, it's considered the test of a man. If they can drink this without screaming, passing out, or having a heart attack, they'd be considered true men, or women, or transgender, or non-binary. Screech got his name down on the south coast of our province, where one night we were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain. He drank the shot, he yelled at a great big yell. The sergeant came out running into the room and said, "Who yelled out the god-awful Screech?" And there was a Newfoundlander sitting at the bar that said, "Screech, boy, is the rum something?" And that's how Screech got his name. So, I never got you to sign any waiver form. Try not to get any on your skin. And we can't have a drink without having a toast, so let's wait till everybody gets their shot. And we'll do it together. Janet, can you pass a couple of those behind me for me? So you, Don. Good. Just keep them going. Excellent. More hands, less work. We have one person that requested a non-alcoholic shot. Does anybody else want one? Where are you? One non-alcoholic.
I think we're all passing it. We'll just keep passing it. And if you're lucky, I spill some on you.
I think we all requested
One person requested non-alcohol. No.
We're good.
Keep coming. No, we're going back.
Oh, we're going back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Back row. No, that's okay.
There we go.
Kent, you've got one. I think back row. So I think the next one's yours.
Yeah.
There's two missing over
And we need one here.
They're coming down.
Okay.
Yep.
They're still coming.
Yeah. Oh,
Does everybody have
couple
one?
more.
No, a couple more this way.
Couple more? There we go. Anybody need one?
One more down here.
There, you got it? You guys got it? No,
Yep.
one more here.
One more.
One more there.
There we go. Now we're good.
And one here.
And last chance for the
Right
no
here.
alcohol.
Oh, thank you.
They got.
Oh, one more.
Oh,
One more?
there's
Oh, we
one.
still need one more. Thank you for being so gracious.
No, no problem.
Somebody drinking this?
I have all the rum.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Okay. Are we good now?
Smells like
Do it
Jamaican
without a
rum.
screech. Huh?
I got a couple things to say before we drink it. John, this way.
Here, turn this way.
Some of you may or may not have known, but almost 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to meet and screech in here at Christians, the late and great Anthony Bordain. He walked through
yes.
these doors in his final season of Parts Unknown, and for an entire week before he broadcast the episode on CNN, he put me in front of a viewing audience of about 120 million people, and it changes my life. And I never got an opportunity to thank him for what he did for me and my family and my business. But I did have an opportunity that night to sit down next to him and have a few pints of beer and get to know him. And just in case anybody might have known who he was and watched his shows and were a fan, I wanted to let you know that he really was exactly the same person in person as who he was on television. He was jovial, articulate, intelligent, and it's an incredible experience when you can meet your idol and then have them meet up to your expectations. I have no idea why he did what he did, by taking away what I thought was a perfect life, but it does go to show that you never know what may be going on sometimes in other people's heads and the demons that they may be facing and fighting every day. So always remember to be kind. I'd like to dedicate my toast to him and say, here's to health and your company and one for the lasses. This drink can be very out of
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys, back there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Full,
The lips over the helms, look out, God, here it comes.
Here we go. Go for it.
You are past trees, but you're not out of goblins. Before I let you go, I have to teach you a small little phrase now to give you an idea of our dialect here in Newfoundland. Is shortest conversation that you're ever going to hear between two Newfoundlanders goes like this. Arn smern, narn. This is a full conversation. In order to understand it, you have to envision two fishing vessel captains crossing each other in the early morning. One fishing vessel captain looks over at the other fishing vessel captain and he says, Arn smern, translation, did you catch any fish this morning? And the response was, narn. Any idea what that might have meant?
None.
Close. It means, no, I didn't catch any fish this morning. My wife would have said, none. We speak English, too. I'm going to try to teach you something a little bit easier, something that you can actually use while you're here in Newfoundland, and that's "aber." In Newfoundland, this means I agree. You folks can use this in any situation. When you're talking to a Newfoundlander and you don't understand what they're saying, just agree with them. Because if you ask them to repeat it, they're going to say it the same way, and you're still not going to understand what they're saying. Let me give you an example of another conversation that you might hear in Newfoundland. Someday, what? Day bye. That means the weather was nice today, I agree. Now, let's say you didn't understand what I was saying. The same conversation would have gone like this. Someday, what? What? Someday, what? What? Someday, what? What? Someday, what? It goes on like that for a while, and it's painful to watch. Now, it is harder to say than what you think. It's not a boy, it's not I boy, it's not I buy, it's a boy. I'm going to demonstrate how hard it is to say by asking David to say it first. A boy. This is actually perfect. Say it like David, be like David.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Bye.
Good. Good.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Hey,
bye.
Good.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Hey, bye.
Good. Good.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Hey, bye.
Good.
Hey, bye.
No. Sorry. It's not a boy. And you know something? You might have some Jamaican roots, and in Jamaica they have this a very close phrase, and it's a boy. So it's more of a greeting than anything. But a boy is more synonymous with Newfoundland. It basically means I agree. Try to say it again. A boy. This is perfect. Good. 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 Good.
A-by.
Good.
A-by.
He did not even get screeched in. Sorry. You got caught up in the festivities. Good.
A-by.
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 And now that we all have this, we are going to go along to a graduate level phrase. So when you go back home and they ask you, when you went to Newfoundland, we got screeched in, they're going to ask you, is you a screecher? There's only one proper response for that, and that is DV is me, old cocky long leg or big jib draw. So is you a screecher?
Let's hear it, Dave.
Correct response was A-by.
A-by.
I just taught you that lesson 1 minute ago, and I wanted to give you an immediate application. Same learning process that they use in Rosetta Stone, and it's usually quite effective. I'm not talking too fast, you're thinking a little bit too slow, but we just had a big shot of rum. So, up along, being the rest of Canada, you might say indeed I am, but in Newfoundland, we say deed I is. I need you all to say deed I is at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deed I is. Part of the phrase is me old cock. Now, cock.
Me old cock.
Okay, when you chatter, it's not grade 6 health class. Cock is a shortened form of the word cockney, which comes over from Old England, meaning my good friend or my good buddy. What you're saying is, yes, I am my good friend. You're going to say, deed I is me old cock at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Deed I is me old cock.
It's not my old cock, Janet. It's me old cock. My old cock means something totally different. Last part of the phrase is long may your big jib draw. You see, the jib's for sale on the schooner, so as long as trying when you do good as wish for good luck. What you're saying is, yes, I'm going to finish good luck. You're going to say, did his me old cock and long may your big jib draw. Got it. The response would have been A-by. I'm going to say it, you're going to say it. We're going to get through it in 3 simple segments, okay? Say, deed I is.
Deed I is.
Me old cock.
Me old cock.
Long may your big jib draw.
Long may your big jib draw.
By the power vested in me, I now declare you all honorary Newfoundlanders. Okay. Before I pass out the certificates, I have one final rant that I'd like to share. These are a bunch of important facts about Newfoundland, and they're all true, so remember them, share them whenever possible, for fear that someday they may be forgotten. Newfoundland was the first province to respond to the Titanic distress signal. It was 111 years ago, and at the time, Newfoundland was its own country. Now, as we stand unified with Canada, we're the first province to respond. Newfoundland was the first place to discover proof of the theory of the continental drift. We were the first to host a transatlantic flight, and we were the first to have wireless communication in the entire world. We're the oldest rock in the world. This is the oldest city in North America. Water Street is the oldest street in North America. And the Royal St. John's Regatta, which happens on the first Wednesday of August every year, with the exception of the last 3 years, is now considered the oldest non-continuous sporting event. We're considered the most generous people in all of the entire country. We're the funniest people in all of the entire country. We're the sexiest people in all of the entire country. And according to Maclean's magazine, we're also the most sexually active. Invented the world's first artificial ice arena in Newfoundlander, invented the gas mask in Newfoundlander, was a governor in northern Rhodesia, that's Zimbabwe, and there was a Newfoundlander with Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg. We're the only place in the entire world to have 4 identifiable flags. We have our own encyclopedia, dictionary, pony, dog, cultural publication, the good old Newfoundland Herald, and let's not forget 9/11. When Gander, Newfoundland welcomed into their hearts and into their homes 6,700 stranded world travelers. Janet, Kim, Brent, Ken, Jim, Dale, Pat, Janet, Sharon, Diane, John. Give me a second, okay? Don, Jana, Justina.
Oh my God.
I just had it again. It was just in my mind. It'll come back to me in a second. John again. Rob, Glenda. Hang on a second. Jamie, No. You're right, Mackenzie. You're Jamie. You're Raisa. Doug. Dominic, Tyler, Patsy, Email, Tammy, Dave.
Wow. I forget my wife's name.
I don't remember my own name, really.
No, it's not Chris. No, that's Justine. It's 3 syllables. Help me, give me a first letter.
C. He was really close, actually.
C what?
You.
Curtis.
We're like that, we'll roar like two Newfoundlanders. We're like that, we'll roar on the end all. Until we strike bottom inside the 2 suckers. We're straight through the channel, the time's low will grow. We're straight through the channel, the time's low.